Alright, how's it going, everyone? Miguel here. And today we're doing a little something different. We're going to be talking about the Ozark Trail G.1 Explorer. I just got this bike last week, so it's going to be my first time riding it. I'm going to take it out for a quick spin, get a couple miles on it, get a feel for it. It's not a road bike, it's a gravel bike. Got little knobby tires. This thing just came out, I think, last year, but it's been getting a good bit of praise online. But I'll get more into it once we get riding. All right, let's get to it. Yeah, set my watch. Wait for the GPS. Well, let's get started. All right. First time riding in this bike. First time riding a bike with drop bars, handlebars. But yeah, so just got this bike last week, and the reason for buying this bike was a friend of mine. She does triathlons, and that's always been something I've been curious about ever since I started running. So I told her I'd do a triathlon with her, and I got one coming up next month. It's a double sprint triathlon, so nothing too big. What's cool about this one is that, as the name implies, you do everything twice. So you'll swim, cycle for about 8 miles, and then run 2 miles, and then do it all over again. So not too worried about the running part, of course, and not worried about the swimming part either, because it's a pretty short distance. But the cycling, I just don't do a lot of cycling. And I have a bike. I have a Schwinn hardtail mountain bike, but I bought that thing 8 years ago, and I primarily used it when my kids were younger. I'd pull them in this wagon that we used to have. But now that they're a little bit older, I don't really use it as much. And I was gonna do the triathlon on that bike, but I don't know, it just feels a bit heavy. But I also did not want to spend a whole lot of money like a brand name bike like Specialized or Trek or any of those other big name brands, because even their lowest budget model is still pretty pricey, and I don't want to drop that amount of cash just in case I don't like the sport that much. So when this one popped up on my feed, looked at some reviews, and everyone was talking good things about it. So the reviews look good. The weight is not horrible. I think it's about 30 pounds. Of course, with a bike this budget, they're gonna have to cut corners somewhere. So weight is the one thing that they're gonna cut first. So, but no, yeah, looking at reviews, and I mean, for the price, I don't think you can go wrong with it. I definitely feel weird because I'm not a cyclist, so what do cyclists do? Do you guys say what's up? Do you say hello? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So far, I mean, the bike feels pretty good. I haven't even shifted gears yet. It's so weird having them over here in this style. So the gears are, you have 2 up here in the front and then 7 in the back, which makes this a 14 speed. Of course, you got the drop down bars with tape on them. I switched out the pedals on it. The pedals that it came with were plastic and didn't really have good grip on them. This is still a budget bike, and I'm still not wanting to spend a big amount of money on it. So I got the pedals from Amazon, but they seem to be working pretty well. And what else did I change? I did order a seat. This stock seat it's not bad right now, but we're only a few minutes in, so I have a feeling like my butt's gonna hurt if I do long miles on this thing. So far, so good. Let's take it up in this hill. I know this hill sucks. And let's try shifting gears a bit. Which way do I go? Okay. Maybe one more. Yeah. Maybe one more. There we go. Woo! This hill is tough. I ran this hill, but I don't know. I think I'd rather run it than cycle it. I mean, pedaling is not hard. It's just, I feel like I'm pedaling but not getting anywhere. Whew. Okay. Cycling is definitely different than running. Whew. Another thing I'm trying out for the first time is, I don't know if you can see it, but down here on my handlebar, I have the DJI GPS watch. So if I'm able to use it right, I'll be able to put data on top of this video. And I'm a big numbers guy. I like numbers, data, all that sort of things. So I thought it was pretty cool. And it was only $70 on Amazon. So hopefully it works. Whew. Damn, that hill took it out of me. Another thing, you guys hold on to this, down here. I don't know. I feel like I want to hold here because of, just because everything is within reach from here. Or even here, I can reach my brakes and everything from here, but I guess if you're just cruising, you can hold here. But so far, I like the bike. It is a bit weird. These tires are pretty thin. I've never ridden in a bike like this. Like I said, I'm not a cyclist. So everything I'm saying here is just, it's coming from your average guy that primarily does running. And a lot of people say good things about this bike, but there are a few that say bad things. I did most of my research on YouTube, and you know, the comment section, they have just, the reviewers are just saying good things because they got paid to say so, but I don't think so. And even if they did, for $250, I'm gonna give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, I mean, it's Walmart, you can return it. But with that being said, I seem to be enjoying myself. Only thing is, you never know with cars and traffic and all that. I do have lights on me, but if this thing doesn't make it on YouTube, that means I got took out by one of these cars. Oh, and it's also the first time using this chest mount right here. So, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I might stop in a bit and check to see how it looks. Might have to readjust it. And hopefully you guys aren't picking up a lot of wind noise. I do have a mic to hopefully mitigate some of that wind noise. Let me stop right here and check. Make sure I'm not just pointing at the ground. Okay, so camera was angled down a good bit. So you guys were just seeing my arms and road. I wasn't accounting for the leaning that my body would have on the bike. But audio is good. Mic is doing a good job. And testing out these brakes, okay. Brakes are pretty good because that's a real steep hill. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a pretty steep hill. Bike has mechanical disc brakes. I think hydraulic brakes are better, maybe smoother, but like I said, I want to keep this bike budget, so I'm not going to be doing any fancy upgrades, at least for now. Maybe if I keep cycling, I will. But for now, I'm going to keep it nice and budget. It's a nice day. It's a bit overcast. It was hot yesterday. All right. This is another little climb right here. And I did a hill workout yesterday. I was kind of wanting to take it easy today, but my legs are still tired. I have a feeling like I'm all over the place. Like, it's hard for me to maintain. I guess, what do they call it, a line? I'm just lucky there's not a lot of traffic out here. So, I did go on Amazon looking for a seat for this thing. Venzo. It's got that cutout in the middle to relieve pressure. Has a lot of good reviews. Another thing I saw is that seat positioning also plays a big part in comfort. So I'll have to educate myself a little bit more on how to position the seat, play around with it a little bit until I get a good fit. I mean, the easy thing would be to take it to a shop and have an expert do it, but if I want to keep this budget, I gotta do a lot of trial and error. So that's what we're gonna do. And excuse me if you're picking up a lot of hard breathing. Try not to breathe into the mic. It's just hard. It might not seem like it, but that whole stretch was a hill. Here it starts to flatten out. Yeah, definitely feel it. There is a gravel section up ahead, which I think I'm gonna try. I mean, this is a gravel bike, so might as well put it through its paces, right? I did see a video where they were saying that these drop down bars weren't really that good if you're gonna take this thing on more technical terrain. But nice flat dirt roads or gravel roads, or even like especially road like this, these drop down bars are okay. Now Walmart does sell a flat bar version of this, so pretty much the same components. It's just that it has a flat bar instead of this, and I think the shifter has a different configuration. I think it just has one up here in the front and I think 8 in the back. I can't remember, but I know the shifter and the handlebar were different. But since I'm gonna be sticking primarily to road on this thing, I don't mind the drop bar. All right, we did one loop. You can see my truck. But the mission today is not to go fast. The mission is to test out the bike and stay alive. My hands are down here and I want to go like to hit the brakes. Wait a minute. Oh no, that gravel road is back there. You gotta turn around. Yeah. I can turn around after this car. There we go. You gotta go through here. Yeah, brakes work really good. I'm using both in conjunction. Of course, I'm using the rear a little bit more, but I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. But, all right, little gravel road. It definitely gets a little bit more squirrely in the gravel, and there's not a lot of traffic here, so there's not exactly like a line that I can follow. So it's all just a bunch of rocks. But the bike is doing pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I kind of like this section. It's just kind of bumpy, but not bad. I went on this trail when they were first working on it, but I haven't been out here since. That looks like another trail. Not going in that though. I'm trying to stay here. Ugh. That could have been bad. Yeah, once you pick up speed, it kind of gets a little squirrely. And I don't want to hit the brakes that much. Woo! Hell yeah. I think I'm gonna just stand up for this portion. Sitting down is not it. It's not gonna be pretty, but like I said, testing out the bike and staying alive. Doesn't have to be pretty. There you go. I like that downhill, but gave me a chance to test out the brakes some more. All right. When I'm going through here, the tires worry me. They're so thin. But I've seen people do it, so their tires are capable. It's just I'm used to big old mountain bike knobby tires, and these definitely aren't it, but they're doing the job, they're doing the work. There's that bridge. The brakes are a little squeaky, but I don't know if that's because they're new or the pads are just cheap. Uh-oh, I hear some squeaking. What's going on? Did I break it already? Hope not. Might stop at the truck and give me a drink of water. I still haven't even put a water bottle holder on this thing. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Stop at the truck, get some water, check the footage, because I might have angled it too far up and now you're looking nothing. You're looking at sky now. More hills. That was a tough one. Yeah, that was a tough one. Yeah, brakes are squeaky. I don't know. I don't know if because they're brand new or just cheap. But they work though, so let's get a drink of water. One other thing, this thing comes with a kickstand, and I think most people are saying that bikes don't come with a kickstand. This one does. I went to drink some water and I didn't realize how late it was. I only had a few minutes to test the bike out, but now I gotta get going. I got an appointment at 2 o'clock and it's already 1:10. So yeah, had to cut the ride a little short. But I will give you guys my final thoughts a little bit later, once I either get back home or in the car. Alright, so I was able to make it to my appointment. And now I'm back home, and as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, it's raining. But I figured I'd give you some close-up shots of the bike and share with you my initial thoughts about it. Well, that's the DJI GPS watch that I was using to put all that GPS data on the screen. But yeah, so taped handlebars, Those are the brakes and gear shifters. Gravel tires, disc brakes, the lines for the brakes go in the frame and they come out in the bottom. You got 2 gears up here in the front, and you got 7 back here in the back. Shimano tourney. It worked pretty good. So, initial thoughts for the bike. I mean, I didn't get to ride it much. I think I only did like 4 miles, but it did pretty good. I mean, I think I did well. I mean, I have nothing to compare it to since I don't cycle. This is really my first bike that I've bought that's primarily for cycling. So yeah, nothing to compare it to, but the bike that I've had for 8 years, and it is better than that bike. So everything is stock except for the pedals. It had these plastic pedals, and I've had pedals like these break on me mid-ride, and yeah, it's not fun. So I replaced them with these. They're a bit wider, and they have better grip. So that's the only thing I've changed so far. I will change the seat, and I think that'll be it for the time being. But yeah, solid bike. I mean, it handled the uphills, the downhills, shifted like I wanted it to. The brakes worked just fine, and we even went that little gravel trail, and it did good. So yeah, pretty happy with the purchase. I mean, for $250, I don't think you can go wrong. But I'll definitely put more miles on it and give a better review later down the line. But yeah, happy with the purchase. Good bike. So thanks for watching.